The adversity is not something to fear. The adversity is something to grasp and hold on to and try to change who you are and learn from it. Hey everybody, this is Gregory Paul K of the Pitching the Truth podcast. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. And as always, thank you so much for listening. Welcome to Pitching the Truth. Man, it's been a long time since I talked to you guys, and I thought I'd reach out today to talk a little bit about overcoming adversity. We're all facing really tough times now. Things are tough, man, and there's so many different variables of things that are going on, that people and challenges that are showing up. And it's making me realize how fortunate I am. You know, I'm reading The Coddling of the American Mind right now. Very fascinating book. I'm very interested in all the stories it has to say, especially about iGen, which is a generation that all three of my daughters are born into, and wanted to try to talk about quickly what is your frustration today? Like, what's the adversity you're going through? You know, personally, it's been very difficult for me to be sitting still. I've really made it a point to move around as much as possible and do as many things as I can in order to keep myself occupied, so I don't feel like I'm just not doing anything, you know, because you can't go out and do the normal things you do every day, like go to the gym, or that's me anyway, or see friends, you know, meeting my friend Jeep for coffee. Going to jujitsu has been horrible. Like, I haven't been able to go for 2 months. I tried doing some of the online stuff and that was okay, but I just miss the companionship of being around my friends and people I care about, and also that human-to-human connection, which we've all been deprived of recently. So I've been thinking a lot about the iGen generation, and the book talks a lot about how that generation has been coddled. They've not really had a lot of adversity. Fortunately and unfortunately for me, all three of my daughters had to go through a ton of adversity. Basically because of my mistakes and the things that I did. That was the beginning of it. And then they had to deal with the repercussions of their family being torn apart, their dad being gone, their mother struggling to keep things together, which she did a great job at, and many, many different things. My oldest daughter is living in Ireland. She's happy. She's there quarantined in Ireland. She wants to be there and everything is great, but she never would have gone. She never would have been there if it wasn't probably for my mistake, which kind of pushed her there. Now, I'm not saying that's a blessing. Certainly what I did is not anything I want anybody to go through, but the adversity of having to struggle and figure out things quickly is something I think that really, really helped her to grow and blossom as a person. My middle daughter, Hope, same situation. She had multiple different little things that happened to her, physical injuries, stress in life, struggles, again, related to me. And she's a very strong person as well. And finally, my youngest daughter, Hannah, who's just finishing up high school, has proven to be a great student and very focused, and again, able to deal with issues that I think some other kids right now are struggling with. So these are very, very challenging times. There's a lot going on right now. People are struggling. People are struggling with what they can do next. Who are they going to turn to? And I want to just mention that this is a time to pause. As you know, they're calling it the Great Pause. And I have to agree that there is some validity to that people need to slow down. They need to slow down more, and they need to pay attention to what's important. And that's really what I've focused my time on recently, is the simple things, like doing this podcast again. It's been a long time since I've been consistent with it, trying to get back to it, because it makes me feel good to try to give advice to other people and help people. And trying to figure out just, reading more, doing different things in regarding to getting outside more, walking my dog twice a day. I fixed pretty much everything around this house. I built a sauna, painted, I just, planted a garden today. Things that I've forgotten how satisfying they make me feel. They are very simple things. They're not incredibly complicated things, but these little things bring me a little bit of joy. My wife mentioned to me yesterday, she's like, wow, you're really happy. She's like, you're happy just doing things. And I commented to her that it's the simple things that make me happy. It's the simple things such as working around this house, trying to connect with friends in a different way, reaching out to different opportunities to volunteer in different ways now that I can't physically go and volunteer at Project Angel Heart, and trying to help others come up from this mess and be thankful. Be thankful and humble and grateful, especially I am, because my life has been pretty much the same. My work situation did not get slammed like most people. I've been balanced. I've been focused on what's going on. And now I'm really trying to take that energy and focus it on helping other people. And I think all of us could use that right now. All of us could try to be a little bit better of a human being, a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more understanding of what other people may be going through. Rather than trying to focus on themselves, we need to push our energy to our fellow human beings. I mean, I've met neighbors, and I've lived here for 3 years, never said a word to them. And I mean, because they weren't out. I mean, everybody was in their house. Now everybody's walking around. And like I said, I'm looking out my front window of my house. It's around 3:30 on Sunday afternoon. And people are just walking their dog. And it's amazing how many different conversations I've had with people that I used to see every day and never say a word to, because I've had to slow down. We've all had to pause. We've all had to take their time to see what matters. Taking care and looking after our parents, looking after our family members, our children, trying to focus more on friendships and relationships that we may have let past for a long, long time, and bringing those all back together to what's meaningful, to what's purposeful. So all of you out there, whoever's listening, I think that you should all take a moment, be thankful, be grateful, be kind to one another, wear your mask, even though I'm just as guilty as anybody of thinking, there's no really reason to wear a mask, but honestly, there is. And just be a better person, be a better person for the good of humanity. I think that's really critical right now. And whatever your faith is, believe in it. Whatever your path is, go find it if you don't know, and focus on trying to help people understand, help people move past this mess, and help people realize that life is short. And it's going to be a long time. It's going to be, in my opinion, at least a year before this gets anywhere near normal. And I don't think it's ever going to be the same, because I think people are going to think differently about being social. They're going to think differently about what they want to do with their friends and their people. They're going to think differently about, various things that may or may not bother them or affect them, and maybe start thinking about people in a different way. So take your time, try to be more giving and more understanding, and learn something, reach out to other people, help other people. Sorry for the ramble, but I just felt like I had to get something out there. The adversity is not something to fear. The adversity is something to grasp and hold on to, and try to change who you are and learn from it. And my life would never be the same if it wasn't for the adversity I went through. And I'm thankful for it, even though it's been very, very difficult. And I think all of you out there should try to do the same and just try to be a better person. That's all I got. Thanks so much for listening. And I hope to be more consistent. I'll talk to you guys real soon.